Justin Baldoni is launching a website to debunk Blake Lively's claims.
Blake Lively is suing Justin Baldoni.
We take it very, very seriously.
Who knew all you need to get away from some claims was experience with HTML? Okay, corny joke, sorry about that. Guys, when most people defend themselves against suits, they do it in court or release an orderly statement through a PR rep, right? Not Justin Baldoni, who's apparently taking a more high-tech approach by building a brand new website to take down Blake Lively's claims piece by piece. If you thought that this feud has already reached maximum drama, guess again. Justin's team says they're on a mission to prove he's the real victim, and they've got all the correspondence and relevant videos waiting. So we already saw a taste of what Justin's side is cooking up. Earlier in 2025, they leaked a 10-minute behind-the-scenes clip from It Ends With Us. And Justin's attorney, Brian Friedman, insists that it shows Blake was never at risk of any boundary crossing. According to Friedman, this upcoming website will display even more receipts, presumably texts, emails, and unedited footage so fans can decide for themselves who's actually telling the truth. Of course, Blake Lively's camp immediately fired back, calling the video damning and insisting it only proves her December 2024 complaint that Justin continually invaded her personal space. Okay, so in the video, Blake seems to lean away from her co-star's advances, telling him they should talk rather than get too touchy. Blake's team describes the footage as showing Justin rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, plus flicking her lip with his thumb. They're framing that as an unwanted touching from a coworker who didn't choreograph any of the contact in advance. Justin's side, on the other hand, says it's all standard scene work, no big deal, and that Blake was never forced to do anything she didn't want to. Okay, so how will a dedicated website help Justin's cause? Well, Friedman believes the new platform will let them share their entire contacts minus any selective edits. From their point of view, Blake's been going public with various claims, so they want to do the same without being accused of spinning half-truths. Critics might argue it's just another media stunt. Blake's lawyers already bashed the leaks clipped as continuation of Justin's supposed campaign against her, but Friedman insists it's all about defending Justin's name after direct comments at him. So a little back and forth we got here, right? Now the timing isn't great for Blake, who's already facing backlash for other scandals, from alleged difficult behavior on set to re-emerging old clips that paint her in a questionable light. Meanwhile, Justin's been vacationing with his wife Emily and their 2 kids, telling TMZ he's leaning on friends and family and faith. That's a pretty chill vibe for a guy who's knee-deep in a $400 million fight, not only with Blake but also with the New York Times, who he's suing coverage for what he calls unfair and damaging. So I guess you could say he's not that worried. For those who haven't followed this feud, it all traces back to December when Blake blamed Justin of crossing personal lines and conspiring with a film to dismantle her reputation. Justin responded by filing a massive suit, calling Blake's claims a pack of lies, and that her husband Ryan Reynolds joined in a strong arm him off the It Ends With Us set. Now the result is a swirl of claims, leaks, press statements, and now apparently a dedicated website to show the public the truth. And you know what? This tension officially boiled over when the cast went to their film's August 24 premiere, but didn't post together, spurring rumors of a major meltdown. Justin now says he literally was in a basement, kept away from the red carpet at Blake's instance. She and Ryan says that's nonsense, calling it more spin from Justin's corner. It all comes down to what's going to be uploaded, right? I mean, at this point, we're just waiting in our seats to see what raw footage gets uploaded, because I mean, that you can't really edit to a certain extent, right? And if they do, that next person's gonna bring in the real footage. So a lot of talk can be said, but once we see that raw, unedited footage, like there's not much more to be said after that, I think. And we're gonna get the text, all the receipts we need to see to make our own judgment. Justin Baldoni isn't staying quiet after Blake Lively's camp labeled his latest actions as part of a mistreaters playbook.
Justin Baldoni sues the New York Times for $250 million.
Justin's attorney, Brian Friedman, just claimed that claim as preposterous and insists Blake and Ryan Reynolds are the ones wielding power to stifle Justin's right to defend himself. Okay, so Friedman minced no words when speaking to Deadline, arguing that Blake has publicly tried to wreck Justin's reputation while expecting him to remain silent. Mr. Baldoni never once publicly attempted to call Miss Lively out for her own many wrongdoings, Friedman said. He's implying that the actress caused plenty of headaches for Justin during filming of It Ends With Us. Despite serious disagreements, Friedman claims Justin tried to keep the peace because Blake was upset with him at practically every turn. And we're talking every turn, guys. Like, she was not letting this guy just direct this film. No. To Friedman's mind, Blake's allegations of mistreatment are nothing more than an all-out lie. And the actor's team is pushing back harder than ever. Friedman says he's determined not to just protect Justin from what he views as Blake's self-serving vendetta, but also to support survivors of this domestic community who, in Friedman's words, are unfairly suffering while she continues to push her narrative in the media. This fury back and forth ratcheted up to new levels on Thursday when Justin filed a $400 million lawsuit against Blake and even dragged Reynolds into the fray.
Justin Baldoni on Blake Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, suing them both for $400 million.
Yeah, $400 million, guys. According to the complaint seen by Page 6, Justin claims Blake used her husband plus her pop megastar, wait for it, Taylor Swift, to force major script changes on It Ends With Us.
The Grammy winner appears to be mentioned in the $400 million countersuit filed by Justin.
In Justin's telling, Blake joked about that if he didn't comply, Ryan Reynolds and Swift, referred to as her dragons, would unleash their formidable star power to make his life miserable, to keep it short. And this lawsuit claims that this was a crystal clear threat, with Justin left feeling cornered by two of the entertainment's biggest names. Like, come on. Taylor's huge, guys. Like, that's no brainer. And, you know, even Ryan has a pretty big name. But Blake does too, right? So I guess that was pretty intimidating. Things only got worse in the complaint, which described Blake's alleged meddling in everything from the film's creative vision to her wardrobe choices. Justin flat out denied everything, calling Blake's claims about him barging in on her in her trailer or discussing his personal struggles both inaccurate and purposely used against him. He insists he only mentioned his habits once after Blake opened up about her own experiences in that realm. Justin also claims that she made fun of his nose and nagged him to get plastic surgery while painting him as the one who was out of line. And that sounds pretty rude and uncalled for if she actually did that. So that's crazy. Meanwhile, Friedman's statement calls out Reynolds for acting high and mighty at meeting with Sony producers. Justin's complaint says Ryan walked in and began railing about how Justin had disrespected his wife. And you know, Sony executives were reportedly left in shock at Ryan's behavior. Though the actor has yet to comment publicly on that claim, Blake's side, for its part, characterized Justin as the newest Sue, as another chapter in the playbook, insisting she has concrete evidence of wrongdoing and accusing Justin of flipping the script to smear her name. Is this really the case? We'll have to wait and see. It's honestly just been going back and forth, and right now it seems like Justin might be in the lead. Now, all of these claims come in the wake of months-long feud brewing between the co-stars. Blake first filed a complaint in 2024, December 21st, claiming that Justin acted weird to her on set and then tried to torpedo her career. Justin immediately denied everything. On December 31st of 2024, the same day Blake took action against him, Justin hit the New York Times with a defamation suit for publishing details of her complaint. That pushback set off a media circus, leaving fans in the industry and insiders just wondering whose version of the events might hold up. Like, it really has you wondering, with all these big suits being hit against each other, who's really telling the truth, or is there more to, like, are they both maybe right in some way? Adding even more smoke to the fire is Friedman's revelation that Justin supposedly has 200 pages of undeniable facts and documentary evidence to refute Blake's claims. The actress's rep have remained quiet so far, declining pages 6's request for comment, suggesting they might not want to start stacking the receipts yet. For now, Friedman insists that his client is facing not just Blake's might, but also her power and privilege, which might be the case.
Baldoni exposes Blake Lively for lying in new leaked text messages.
Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, plans to release even more text messages between the co-stars.
I am more than willing to take every single text message that exists out there.
Justin Baldoni's next steps in his fight against his It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively.
Okay, so Blake's new lawsuit against Justin might not be truthful, especially since now he has come out with proof that she omitted information and that she wasn't truthful about certain things. So,
Justin Baldoni from the get-go said, I don't want to do anything negative toward her. I don't want to hurt her.
So many lies have been uncovered, so much drama, and also certain fans and specialists are saying that they think Blake and Justin might have been in love. Guys, there's so much to unpack here, I don't even know where to start. Stay with me. Justin Baldoni's attorney just announced that they plan to release every single text message between Blake and Justin to prove that she's not telling the truth.
Every single text message that exists out there, put them on a website for the world to see.
They've already put a ton out, but now they're saying that there's more in between them. She was apparently rewriting text messages, changing the context, so it seems like he's gearing up to clear his name. Apparently there will be more actors that'll be called out as well. I wonder if this means Ryan Reynolds, because he said that he was putting him down, secretly writing scenes behind his back. What I will start with is, yes, I know a lot of people are on Blake's side, but she did lie, and I'm gonna get into that. A lot of people say that Justin gives them weird vibes, said that he started a smear campaign, but he did prove a lot of what she was saying to be untrue. Also, did you see her etiquette in certain interviews? Before I continue, I'm a Blake Lively fan. I think she's beautiful. I think she's so talented as an actor. She was also an icon in Gossip Girl. Anyway, her interviews and the way she handled herself were completely immature and tone deaf. The reporter Jake Hamilton asked Blake and her co-star, for people who see this movie who relate to the topics of this movie on a deeply personal level, they're going to want to talk to you. So if someone understands the themes of this movie and comes across you in public and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it? Again, her response was just not it. She responded saying, maybe asking for my address or my phone number or location share. I could just location share you. Her co-star was not impressed, and honestly, a lot of other people weren't either. Why trying to be funny in this situation? And here's the thing, people are saying it's not her job to console people. She's not a therapist. It's not her job to be affected by the themes of this movie. She was just simply there to act. But she could have shown some empathy instead of making light of this. Those are real situations that people are stuck in. People who need help and support. I mean, she doesn't have to help anyone at all. And I would have respected more if she just said she can't help people instead of trying to make a joke about it. I don't think I'm being too sensitive here either. Correct me if I'm wrong. Blake has many fans that love her, but a lot of them are now saying that she's moving in such a shady way. Blake said that Justin hired a publicity firm to engage in a social smear campaign to start a campaign against her while they were promoting the film. She claimed he walked into her dressing room uninvited, but there was text messages that he showed that he was actually invited in there. Justin's legal team rebutted the claim in the actor's lawsuit, pointing to text messages from Blake that read, I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work at our lines, to which Justin responded, copy, eating with crew, and we'll head that way. There were other comments that were apparently made by Justin Baldoni. Apparently he showed her photos as well. I can't go into too much detail here, but her accusations are pretty bad. His team has debunked a lot of them. Does that mean Justin Baldoni is innocent? No. We really don't know what happened. But Justin Baldoni was pretty well known before all of this happened, and he was an avid women's rights activist. He was a feminist. So for him to choose to do this at this time, it really doesn't make sense. And Candace Owens actually made a great point, that we should really wait to see what happens before canceling someone. As soon as we hear something in the media, it's easy to form an opinion. I did it. I was so ready to cancel Justin and defend Blake online. Now I'm unsure. Now, Blake is a big star here, and she does have a lot of support. She has a massive fan base that even stems back in the day when she was in Gossip Girl. Amber Heard apparently supports Blake Lively, as it was said that Justin used the same PR team to smear Blake that Johnny Depp did to Amber Heard. I don't know if this is true, but apparently it is. Amy Schumer is another Blake Lively supporter. She simply wrote, "I believe Blake." Tons of people spoke up for her. Dana Bowling had such an interesting theory. If you don't know her, she's a former casting director. She's really into pop culture. I recently discovered her, and I'm a fan. What she said is,
okay, I'm just thinking of theories here. Is it possible that Blake Lively was in love with Justin Baldoni?
when I saw the movie last week, 2 weeks ago, I texted my friend Zach and said their chemistry was palpable. Now, you may not agree, but as a former casting director, I can feel these things when you watch these films, and there's sometimes you just feel it and sometimes you don't. But when I was watching these two, they didn't feel like two people who couldn't stand each other. They felt like two people who wanted to blank. My brain might be going crazy here. Is it possible that there were feelings there? Did Ryan Reynolds jump on something there and was like, is my wife into this guy? And now I'm gonna lose it on him? Have I just lost my mind? Her theory isn't unheard of, and it's really not that crazy. It's happened many times on set that two coworkers have fallen for each other, and sometimes they're already taken. I mean, look at Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Aniston, and Brad Pitt on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, you probably do, but when Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively met, he was married to Scarlett Johansson. Now, Blake and Ryan said they never overstepped, they were just best friends. But some fans think differently. A year after he finalized his divorce with Scarlett, he married Blake. Everyone has moved on. Scarlett is happy with her new man. Blake and Ryan are the cutest couple and loved by many. The only reason I bring this up is because when Ryan and Blake met on set, they clearly had chemistry. So Dana Bowling saying that Blake and Justin could have potentially had a thing, it's not impossible. Justin is married to a gorgeous woman who he clearly loves a lot. And again, Blake and Ryan are a beautiful couple. I don't think anyone stepped out on their relationship, especially with Blake just giving birth to her baby who she was feeding on set. Anyway, like I said, nothing is impossible, but this drama, it's just getting crazier and crazier. Justin Baldoni's team plans to release every single text between them, and it is going to be wild. This is gonna get crazy. I don't even know what's gonna happen. We'll get the real truth soon. Stay tuned.